What a beautiful day to be alive. I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's having a good day. There's been a fair few moves this morning. So there's a few things that I want to look at. Probably only going to be about 20 minutes. Just to run through a couple of different things and a couple of scenarios that I can see playing out for this morning and potentially for the rest of the day. So if we start with New Zealand dollar, New Zealand dollar come very close to stopping out last night, which wasn't ideal, but certainly a positive is we're still involved and we are now breaking into profit, only a couple of pips up on New Zealand dollar, but it's coming to the 4-hour time frames and we can see that that pushback is certainly on the cards now. So a drive down into 70.50 definitely looks to be the favourable option. We've seen this new swing form and this new swing formation come into play, come into the hour. You can start to see it breaking down there. 30 minutes, much the same picture. So we've had that breakout of the consolidation region here. We've come back and retested that overnight, rejected and pushed away. We're now just starting to retest this area. We retested the area of consolidation here. We're currently breaking that. So any push back down now should come in quite well. 5-minute time frame showing us everything that we would want to see. So the momentum is definitely still behind the pair. With regards to potential entries, if you're not involved in the trade, there are a few entries, but at the moment the most likely scenario is an entry around about 70.50, 70.60, somewhere around this region through here, and that should see enough to continue that drive back to the downside, so into that 70, 69, 80, that kind of area. Pops back above 71 at this point would probably change the bias and change minds, but it would make sense at the moment that 70.50 is still potentially on the cards, and that would be the favourable option as things stand. The only reason that I'm slightly concerned about current price and where we are around this 85 level, just going to zoom out, come in, run that crosshairs right away across the screen. You can see where we've played all the way over to the left. You can see where we've played support and resistance from this area slightly before, and obviously around this 90 region and the whole number through this period as well. So it's definitely something to be mindful of. It's an area that we need to get through, but as things stand at the moment, obviously the lower time frames are giving us an indication that that might well be possible. Aussie dollar was something that I wanted to look at as well. Currently in a position, had to close the copier trade of it yesterday, but currently still in it from a personal point of view. As things stand at the moment, we're still very much looking for that run into 73.20 or 73. I wouldn't want to get involved in the pair now until that were to happen. Once we get through 73.20 though, then I would definitely be comfortable with shorting the pair. Getting below this support region would be a massive bonus and a massive push for the pair. So that is something that we are definitely going to be looking towards. The potential pullback and retracement away from 74 that we've spoken about over the last couple of days has obviously happened. That opportunity has passed us by, came early this morning. And as a result, obviously, we've seen that sharp drop to the downside. There is, however, scope for it to come back to kind of around about 73.80. I wouldn't be too surprised if that were to happen. But at the moment, we're just seeing a little reluctance to break back below the previous support and resistance regions. So previous resistance acting as support. So we shall see how we get through. If we can get through 73.40, then obviously there is the 20 pips on offer for those that are comfortable. From a lower time frame point of view, there's definitely that option available to us. But drives back up into 73.80 shouldn't be discounted, and obviously pushes away from there are something that we can use and play to our advantage. If that doesn't occur and we were to break back above 74, then obviously we would want to change our outlook towards dollar weakness again, and that drives back up. I want to do Cad Yen next. So I can delete this. This is actually, do I want to delete that? Let me just come into the lower time frames very quickly. Sorry, let me. No, I didn't want to do that. Just want to see. Okay. Can I pull this up? Let's put that in at 71 at 87.10. So the reason I've pulled that up is obviously that a retracement from this morning's move is bound to happen. I am out of this position now. I've currently closed my trade for profit. Did miss out on probably about a further 20 pips from when I closed. I think I closed at 90. If we come in, we can start to see that we started to stall around this price point. And it looked for all the world that we were about to see that pullback, and I wasn't comfortable giving away pips for the sake of giving them away. That pullback does seem to be occurring now, so we will currently wait and see if we can get a new entry. It's clear to see that this region through here at around 87.10 has acted as support and resistance previously quite a lot. Makes perfect sense to pull back up after seeing a breakout of the consolidation. Obviously seen about a 50-60 pip move first thing this morning. So definitely await that pullback. Obviously there has been yen fundamentals overnight from Japan. They've not been the best of figures, to be honest, but where is posting positive data at the moment? Nowhere, to be honest. So in regards to that, there is obviously that side of things. With regards to sorry, I just had an email come through. With regards to this afternoon, there is obviously the CAD rate statement and what else is out? There's, I think it's PMI data, inflationary data. So that can obviously in the past and in the recent past, the Bank of Canada have been relatively positive about the economic situation there, but that is starting to slow down. There's been contractions in growth. GDP hasn't quite performed the way that they were expecting it to. There is probably going to be very little changed about their monetary policy and their stance at the moment. Typically when we see that, we start to see those currencies weaken off and sell off. However, if they are positive about the currency and the economic situation, with the weak yen data today, this could pop all the way back up towards 87.50. So we do need to be a little bit mindful about that as we kind of progress throughout the day. With regards to next entries, for those that are looking at the potential for next entries, I would definitely say that below 86.60 now presents the best opportunity. 86.60 down to 85.50 is a great position. Pushes back retests of 87.10 and rejections away from there are also a great opportunity to get involved in potential trades if you want to. Pound New Zealand isn't actually where I want to look. Pound dollar is where I want to look. Yesterday's pound dollar chart giving that clear indication that we are now facing the potential for a lower high and therefore a run into lower lows. The 4 hours is broken through some pretty significant areas. For those that read through the newsletter, we were looking for that break below 138. That has definitely come, and we're now into 137.50. What we are now looking for is a break back below that 50 level. If we can break and close below 37.50, then that is likely to give us the indication that we want to be on the short side of this pair, running price into 137, and then obviously 136.50 or 136.80, depending on how risk happy you are coming into these previous lows. So pound dollar looks like the potential for the trade has gone with the retest of the breakout of consolidation this morning already occurring, and the sell-off. So now all we can do is go below previous lows, and looking, we have these lows at 37.40, but also for those less risk happy, 37.30. Doesn't give the greatest risk to reward unless you are planning to hold all the way through until 36.80 though. Euro USD as a quick one too. Very choppy yesterday, real choppy, a lot of sideways movement. Did finally see some movement come in throughout the afternoon yesterday, and then obviously into this morning we've seen things start to move. Also, we're starting to come into the 118 level. 118 is going to be huge for this pair. If 118 is taken out, and we do see that area broken, then that is free fall territory, and that is likely to see us start to run back down towards 1650, 1620. So 119 is a massive level for the 118. Sorry, 19 is too, but 118 is a massive level for this pair at the moment. And we should definitely be mindful of pushing through that area. With regards to entries, if obviously we aren't involved in the pair already, from this 118 region, please await the breakthrough and retest before taking any planned entries. It's going to be vital considering considering the amount of time that we spend above this area, and in the recent history, we've spent the majority since kind of November 2020, we've spent above this area. So the best part of nearly a year we've spent above 119. So any breaks below that do need to be fully confirmed. And then obviously we do need to be very mindful. If heaven forbid we were to break below 116.20, then that pair will fire all the way back down to kind of like the 112 to 110 region. It will take time, but it will definitely come. So 119 is a major gate for Euro USD, something that we do need to be very mindful of. But also take full advantage of it if it does come. That will fire myself personally into my target for the year, which would be nice. What else did I want to look at? I wanted to look at US dollar Swiss. We spoke about the consolidation that the Swiss franc was facing, and we are now starting to look into the potential of breaking above that. At the moment, we have popped ever so slightly above my alert level, but I am going to move this alert up now to 92.10, and a break of the highs. That will see us out of this consolidation. If we were to break through again now, I would like to see a little bit of kind of sideways movement surrounding 92.10 and 92 before potentially pushing on. But definitely looking at the potential for a long position on dollar Swiss. Back up towards previous support region. Back up into towards the previous support region at 94. So a couple of hundred pips will probably take 4 or 5 days to get there. But if it does break through and we do start to see that price action, then it's pretty much a nailed on position. It will take time to get there, but it moves in such a way that there's not really anything to be too concerned about. You can kind of just let it do its thing and leave it to be. For anyone that caught gold below 1880 yesterday, fair play to you. You have banked at probably 130 pips. 1808 should I say. So yeah, like 130 pips on the way down to 1795. We hit that to a T, and have started to stall a little bit. What we would now want to turn our attentions to is either pullbacks into the lows at 1808 or breaks back below now of 1790, and obviously looking to trade 1790 back into probably these previous lows through here. So 1773 is probably going to be the area now that we would want to trade into. So again, a decent lot of position, about 170 pips on offer, just by biding our time and waiting that out. So yeah, expecting to see some dollar pullbacks this morning. That strength that's come into the pair, we can expect to see some form of retracements from those positions, but dollar Swiss with the potential breakout above the range highs, big potential. Euro dollar below 18, massive potential. Euro dollar pullbacks up towards 73.80 and then rejections away, or even below the lows, current lows, good options. Cad Yen, definitely going to see some form of a pullback. I just want to see very quickly what dollar Cad is saying. Obviously, we were looking yesterday at our break above 126. That has come, and obviously we are currently chilling around 26.80, highs of 27.10 this morning. So we've had a decent run with regards to that. So obviously positives in regards to that, and anybody that managed to take that position, fair play. Personally, I missed it. I was involved in other things, couldn't allocate enough risk anywhere else. But as things stand, definitely potentially see some pullbacks. And then obviously we'll see where the pair goes from there. Pullbacks into 26.30, 26.40 make a lot of sense at the moment. So we will keep an eye around those levels and see how things progress. Let's just put in at 26.40 to alert. And we go from there. Again, if there is a bit of weakness that comes into the Canadian dollar today, then obviously we've got positions with Cad Yen and dollar Cad that will obviously present us with plentiful options. Likewise though, should we see strength come back in, then obviously dollar Cad back up above into the previous range. If we can get back above 87.50, then we would take the flip side of that range and look to trade up to 88.50. Dollar Cad definitely start to see pullbacks back into 25.80 or even potentially lower. So definitely be mindful there. I hope everyone has a decent day. 3 o'clock I think is the Cad fundamentals. I don't think there's too much in the way before that. Not really. Yeah, PMI for the Cad. So yeah, we don't really have too much in regards to that. So I would just wait it out. Seen some decent moves this morning. No need to rush into anything or jump into anything, but there are a few potentials certainly surrounding Euro dollar, New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar and gold even. Mostly around these dollar pairs, dollar CAD and CAD Yen all have huge potentials with regards to trading today. Hope everyone has a decent day, and I will catch up with everyone